as adults, we all have a responsibility to protect minors on the internet no matter what. And we all have our own ways of doing it, like to warn kids on not to talk to strangers online or on real life, or if a kid gets assaulted or actually got molested by these gross individuals, you immediately go to some authority figure or the parents or the police officers. But for some people, that is not enough, and they decide to start hunting the pedos themselves. Yeah, they become predator hunters, and usually they try to protect kids, but some of them actually just do it for the money, the attention, and actually put the kids that they claim that they're protecting actually in more danger than they originally were. And the person that we're specifically going to be talking about today is a man called Jidion. And let me tell you this with Jidion, he has not really been having a good time in the internet. He looks like he's been having a really, really bad time. Like, every single time I see this guy, it just gets worse. And it used to be the opposite a couple months ago. It used to look like, oh, he's just catching predators. But it looks like he is not. And it has been getting worse for him ever since the EDP doc came out. And some of you guys may be saying, who the fuck is this guy? Who the hell is Jidion? Well, Jidion, from what I've seen, is like a 5 million sub channel, and he used to do like react content and like prank videos. I never seen this guy. I never watched his videos. Like, I don't give a shit about this guy. But what made him pretty notable was that he started catching pedophiles. Well, he started catching them ever since EDP was exposed. And that's what he's been doing ever since. And it's an actual good thing, a righteous thing. But, you know, a lot of shit has been coming out about him, okay? But how did this entire thing even start? His drama, his controversy? Well, it actually started a couple months back when he was trying to catch a pedophile. And, you know, pedophiles, and they see the pedo hunters, they run away. And this specific pedophile ran to the nearest area he likes, Mickey D's. And he ran to the McDonald's and decided to call the police on Jidion. And the police, you know, they had to protect this pedophile for some reason and told Jidion not to trespass that area. So Jidion, instead of, you know, just leaving and pretty much saying, okay, I fucked up the situation, I should have had this planned, I should have had the police involved in this, let me just take accountability fucking up this case, this sting over here. No, Jidion did not do that and decided to do the most retarded thing you could ever do. He decided to get minors to go to that pedophile, to go inside the McDonald's and try to go after him. Yeah, Jidion, yeah. Never knew to catch pedophiles, you gotta send children to their area and endangering them even more. And because of that, oh my God, he got arrested. Yeah, he got arrested. And he was saying pretty much, do you know who I am? Am I a millionaire? Yeah, this motherfucker totally cares about kids, man. Yeah, he fucked it up really fucking bad. And the entire internet shot on him. They were going after him. And that led to him crying, him crashing out, him getting destroyed by other people. And he wasn't really having a good time. And when you're in a shit show that massive, what do? Do you, A, decide to shut the fuck up and continue doing your thing and just stay silent, stay in the low ends of the internet? Or B, decide to involve yourself in a documentary about a pedo sting you fucked up even worse than the first guy that fucked it up, and make yourself look a lot worse? Well, Jidion is a special little boy. He's a big boy and decided to choose the most smartest decision out there. He chose B. It looks like that high school diploma really worked out that well. It looks like the logic didn't really work in this man's brain. And first of all, let me tell you guys, that EDP documentary is pretty good, really great. It shows you the inside of how much of a fucked up piece of shit this fat guy really is. Like, I couldn't even imagine how fucked up he became. He has gone fully deranged and needs to be arrested. But sadly, we're not dedicating this video to EDP. Like, what is there really to say? This guy's a fat blob pedophile that needs to go to fucking jail. But what we are going to focus on is the Jidion part of the documentary. And like I said, the documentary didn't make him look good. It made him look really fucking bad. Like, this guy thought that if he involved himself in this doc, it will make him look good. He'll be praised by the people in the internet. By the internet nobodies. He'll be praised as a god, as a king. But it looks like he didn't look like a god or a king. He looked like a fucking bum. And, oh man, this entire doc made him look like an irresponsible, clout-chasing piece of shit. And the funny thing about this is that his like butt buddy Skeeter at least was honest about it, saying like, yeah, we did it for the content, we didn't really have the intention to arrest this guy. Jidion was just lying to himself. Everybody knew he did this for attention, but he was lying and lying and lying. And Kyla, one of EDP's victims, accused Jidion of a lot of shit. And let me tell you this, I am aware Kyla is an unreliable narrator. She lies a lot, and she's not really that trustworthy. Like, there's literally a part in the documentary where she accuses, well, it wasn't a part that she said, it was like in the long list of accusations that they pretty much put, where she accused Jidion of being involved with the Masons, with the Illuminati. Like, yeah, she's pretty fucking crazy, but to me, that doesn't really matter. And the problem that me and a lot of people have is her age and how irresponsible Jidion was to her. And because of this document, everybody started shitting on Jidion. Like, obviously, yeah, everybody knew that EDP's a piece of shit, but people started focusing on Jidion, how much of a piece of shit he was acting. And because of all this pressure, because of all these people going after him, Jidion decided to respond to the backlash and did his response to Kyla, the victim herself. And let me tell you this, okay? I could go watch the video, because I did watch the video. I could go after it, say that this part doesn't make any sense, or the timestamp doesn't really make sense here, or like Jidion is lying, or all this shit, okay? I could even say he's putting people out of context. But then, like, I realized to myself, this doesn't really matter. None of what he's saying actually fucking matters. Because in the end, no matter what, he was responsible to what happened to Kyla, no matter fucking what, okay? Kyla is a minor, like a bunch of fucking retards in the internet forget to even mention that this individual was 15 years old. And you could say, oh, she wanted this. Oh, she wanted the attention. Shut the fuck up, first of all. You sound like EDP. You sound like a pedophile, okay? She is a minor. We all been minors once in our fucking lives. We have all done really dumb shit. This isn't giving an excuse to Jidion saying like, oh, he's actually innocent. No, he's not. He's not fucking innocent. His biggest crime, something that we should all focus on, is that he had a Discord server and he barely checked in it. He barely checked it. He barely moderated it. He barely even looked what was happening in there. Okay? She was literally admitting to EDP grooming her there. She was admitting that shit there. And he didn't see it? And none of his moderators sent that shit to him? It shows how much of an irresponsible piece of shit Jidion was. It doesn't matter the excuses. It doesn't matter that he says, oh, I didn't know. She wanted this dude. She wanted the attention from me. She lied. She did this. She did that. She lies about this and that, this and that. It doesn't fucking matter. What truly matters is that he was irresponsible. He fucked her life. I genuinely do believe that. And it's all his fault. No matter what. Like I said, even if Kyla is a dumb piece of shit, it doesn't excuse Jidion, okay? And I do believe that if Jidion actually cared about kids, none of this would have actually happened. Kyla wouldn't be a name that I would even remember, okay? EDP will probably be in actual prison. But because Jidion doesn't actually give a shit about kids, he grifts off of the predator hunter stuff, EDP's free. Kyla's an insane individual. This motherfucker is responsible with ruining her fucking life. And I believe that. If Jidion was an actual adult and decided to contact the parents, tell them to take away Kyla's fucking phone, actually report EDP to the police, none of this would have fucking happened. That's why I just don't give a shit of what he says. I don't give a shit about the receipts he shows. About this thing that's irrelevant. Oh, he had to respond to the fucking Illuminati claim. Yeah, such a shocker. We needed to know the response to that. If he was guilty, he'd be an evil individual. Who gives a shit? He fucked her life. He was irresponsible. He doesn't give a shit about kids. That's what fucking matters. And then we get to the fucking dented fans of Jidion, okay? The absolute dents of human beings. The waste of air. These motherfuckers defending Jidion. Because they will constantly tell like, oh, Kyla's crazy. Kyla was 15. She wanted this. She wanted the attention. Okay? It's her fault. And I'm like, didn't you learn anything from EDP? Didn't you watch the fucking doc? Because in that documentary, EDP said very fucking similar shit to that. But it's completely fine because of Jidion. We had to use the same excuses to Jidion because he's a god. He's king. No. We're not doing that. We better crucify Jidion because he's a piece of shit. He should take responsibility for this type of stuff because I don't want to hear defenses. There's no defending this shit. Okay? And I know there's going to be a couple of fucking retards coming up saying like, oh, this guy, he's actually catching kids. He's doing it. He's successful. He's successful. Ah, yes. He totally cares about kids, but pretty much tries to insinuate the entire video that Kyla, the victim of EVP, is an attention whore. And that he's innocent and it's all her fault. Yeah. Jidion totally cares about fucking kids. If he did, he would have got EDP to prison. He would have actually been responsible. He wouldn't be with a guy called Skeeter that fucking literally said, I do it for attention and we do it for the content. Okay? If he did care about kids, he wouldn't be in a fucking cupcake costume, for goddamn it. He wouldn't. He fucked it up. And he still fucks it up to this day. And like, I could have used the same excuse to Alex Rosen, like saying he learned over time. Remember the last fuck up? That was a couple months ago. Where he decided to send kids to catch a pedophile. Such a smart decision. He totally cares about kids. Not about his reputation. He wants to look like a god. He wants to look like he takes care of kids. He doesn't fucking take care of kids. Okay? Fuck that. He doesn't. And I know there's gonna be still a bunch of people fucking mad saying that, oh, you mushmouth piece of shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know clearly what the fuck I'm talking about. I clearly know. So, how do we conclude this shit? First of all, if Jidion did really care, if he actually wanted to take accountability to all this shit and actually cared about kids, you know how his response should have fucking been? It should have been this. Okay, I know Kyla says a bunch of bullshit about me, okay? I know that for sure. But in the end, none of it really matters. I fucked her life. I fucked this entire thing up. And I'm here for forgiveness. He should have done that shit. Taking accountability in ruining her life. Because he knows that none of this fucking matters too. He knows he did fucked up big time. But he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to fucking do it. Maybe because he doesn't see anything wrong with this shit. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just a narcissistic piece of shit that he really fucking is. And that's my take on the entire controversy. That's my take. We should still press him about this shit. We should still press him about him being irresponsible with minors. We should still do that shit. Because this is not an excuse. This is bullshit. That's my take. That's my actual take there. And that's the conclusion. He's just a piece of shit. And anybody who defends him, anybody who goes to me and says like, oh, she's 15, oh, she's a woman, oh, this and that, okay. So then EDP is also innocent because Kyla was a 15-year-old and she was dumb. And she wanted this. She wanted this, right? That means he's innocent too, right? Yeah, not fucking really. And that's the conclusion of this shit. And first of all, follow the Twitter account. Here it is. You could type it in the the search bar down there. Also leave a like. Subscribe to the Mr. Zombie Army. Okay, let's get to 100, 300, 500, 1,000 subs. Okay, let's get to big numbers, big boy numbers. You could say whatever the fuck you want. You could say, you mushmouth piece of shit. How dare you go after Jidion? How dare you? How dare you? Or you could say, you know what? Jidion is a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. And I apologize for being a little bit more ranty. It's because, like, I see this shit happening so many fucking times. It happened with Leaflet. It happened with Nux Takus. Like, when is it gonna end? It happened with fucking Pinky. And it gets tiring when, like, these motherfuckers come and defend it. So sorry for being a little mad in Horitos. Sorry for that. So, yeah. I hope all of you guys have a really great August, a really great summer, and a really great day. And goodbye.